Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Squared Up. Today we have something very special for you. If you guys are into the video game world, you guys know that the new Tony Hawk game came out recently and it's been making a lot of noise. It's a really fun game to play. It brings back all the nostalgia of playing the old games, and I personally got the collector's edition version, which came with this beautiful skate deck. But it has no grip tape, no wheels, no trucks, nothing. So today, I am going to build this and turn it into a usable skateboard. And we'll see how it goes. As always, my name is Sean. This is Squared Up. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and that notification bell. Here we go! So the things you're going to need, if you have this particular board, then great, you already have your first piece. If not, you're going to need a deck. You will need a roll of grip tape. You will need a set of wheels like these, for example. You'll need a set of trucks. You need 2 of these. You'll need a skate tool. You will need some bearings. And of course, you're going to need some hardware to put all this stuff together. It would also be really handy if you had a knife, or some people like to use a razor blade. I'm going to use a knife, but I do have a razor blade handy in case that makes things easier. And also optional, you can also get riser pads like these, which basically just stop the vibration if you're riding on the road. So yeah, that's all you're going to need. Everything here, aside from the deck, because I got this with the game, everything here roughly cost me about $100. So, you know, it's not too pricey, but considering this is a $100 deck on its own, this is going to be a pretty cool build. So I can't wait to get this thing started. Let's get into it. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take your deck and you're going to remove the plastic that is on here. First step complete. Ooh, this feels nice. All right. Second thing you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your grip tape and unroll it. Now I have gotten the Enjoy Panda. That's what my grip tape looks like. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna be able to get on the board. But what you're gonna do is straighten out your grip tape as best as you can. Size it up, make sure you know where you're gonna place it, as soon as you take this paper backing off, it's really sticky and you're not gonna have too many chances to fix it. So I want my panda up on the head, like that. And my Enjoy logo over here might get cut off a little bit, but I'm okay with that. And once you have it in the proper place, you start to flatten it out just a little bit. Make sure you push out all the air pockets. And next you're going to grab the paper that the backing was, or paper that the grip tape was on. Place it right over top so it doesn't hurt your hands, and you are going to squeeze and rub all of this board. Make sure you get all the edges, make sure that tape sticks as best as possible. All right. Next thing you're gonna do is grab your skate tool. Most skate tools have a part on it where you can kind of use it like this here. It's got a little scraper type situation, and you're gonna go around the edges of your board and scrape as much as you can. So I'm gonna use the top here exactly. So as you can see, while I'm scraping it, some of the sand texture on the grip tape is coming off and it's giving me an outline of my board, which is exactly what you want to do. Once you've taken a lot of the sandy texture off of it, it's going to make it a lot easier to cut through it with either the knife or the razor blade. All right. So now I'm just going to take my knife and make a little slit here to make it a little easier for me to cut. And what you're going to do is take your knife and you're going to cut away your excess here. My knife is not sharp enough, so I actually am going to use this razor blade. Hopefully I don't cut myself. Also, if you're like younger than like 14, make sure you get an adult to help you, especially if you're using a razor blade. I don't want anyone cutting themselves on this. Even with a knife, if you're under 13, make sure you get some adult help. So basically what you want to do is go around the outline that you've made before. Doesn't have to be perfect, but the more carefully you do it, the easier your job will be afterwards. Now what you want to do once you have a piece like this is actually fold it in half, just like that. It's okay if there's more sticking out on the sticky side out here, but you're going to need this to smooth out all the surfaces that you didn't get perfectly. As you can see, there's a lot of places that I didn't do perfectly. Again, this is my first time putting a board together. Once you're at this step, you're going to take some of your grip tape that you've already used and you're going to sand down the edges, and hopefully this should help even everything up. So let's see how it goes. All right, so once you're at this point, what you're gonna do is grab your skate tool, or you can even grab one of the hardware screws, and you're gonna flip your deck over so it's the art side on the ground, or artwork facing up, grip tape facing down. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your tool or your screw, and you're just going to carefully poke a hole. So what you're going to do is hold your grip tape down so it doesn't lift too much, and you're going to poke through. I'm going to do this backwards so you can see. Just make sure you don't poke your fingers. There we go. And last one over here, I'm just going to do this one normally. And I'm going to do this side as well, just because it didn't poke holes in it last time. So once you know where your holes are, you're going to cut out the excess parts very, very carefully. So when it comes to wheel options for your skateboard, there's many options. You can get plain ones, you can get ones with design, you can get colored ones, you can get soft wheels, hard wheels, all different types. I've got 5 different types of wheels in front of me. I've got a 51mm Dark Star, which is got the dragon and the blue background. These would be awesome for the skate park because they are smaller wheels. They'll make my board a lot lighter, and it would be easier to do a lot more tricks with these ones. And at the other end of the spectrum, I have 60mm 78A hardness wheels that I just got off Amazon. They're not very expensive, they're not very special. However, they are softer, which means traveling would be a lot easier. Going over bumps, cracks, rocks, things like that, your wheels would go straight over them, whereas the smaller wheels, like the 51s for example, would probably fall into the crack or hit the rock and stop your board, which would make you go flying off. So rule of thumb, if you are planning on doing more traveling on your board as opposed to doing tricks, then it'd probably be a better idea to get bigger wheels, and the smaller wheels I would reserve those for the skate park. Alright, so I've got 3 sets of wheels that I could put on this board, and I am planning on using all 3 of them. It is almost winter time, so I'm going to start out by putting these ones on, the Dark Star 53mm. I'll give you a quick explanation about these wheels. These ones here are 53mm, which means it's 53mm going that way, how big they are. And I'm not sure exactly what the riding surface on this is going this way, but as you can see, these ones here are 55mm, and they're slightly bigger. It's really hard to tell the size of just 2mm like that, but this one also has a 19mm skate surface, which just means it's a little bit wider, so these would be a little bit better for, you know, cruising around, and these ones would be better for actual skate parks. Now, aside from these, I also have the 60mm all black soft wheels. So this one here is a 99A, the Dark Star 53mm, and the 55mm are 101A, which is the hardness of them. So these ones are a little bit harder than these. The black ones here are 60mm, so you can see the size difference. Their surface area is quite a bit bigger, as you can see. But what you can't tell is how soft these wheels are. These ones, if I'm not mistaken, are 78A, whereas these ones, the white ones here, are 101. So what these are going to do is go over rocks and cracks and bumps in the road, and because they're softer, they absorb a lot more of the shock. So basically, these ones would give you a much smoother and quieter ride, whereas these two would be a little bit louder. You'd also hear your wheels on any surface that you're skating. Now, as a rule of thumb, you wouldn't want to use cruiser wheels like this at the skate park. However, it would be a good idea to use these to get to the park, and a different set of harder wheels when you're actually at the skate park or trying to do tricks and stuff. I wouldn't recommend doing tricks on wheels, big soft wheels like this, because doing grinds and stuff, there's much more of a chance of these stopping your board when you're doing certain grinds and things like that. So before I put anything else on the board, you'll notice, as I mentioned, since I am going to be using the big wheels like this, I did install a 1/4 inch riser pad on my board as well, just to give it a little bit more space. When you use big wheels like this, especially if you go bigger than 60, there's a good chance that when the wheels are on the board and you decide to turn, the wheels will touch the board and will make you go flying off. I believe that's called wheel burn, but putting a riser pad will help prevent that, so hopefully I won't have any issues there. But let's put the board aside for now and deal with putting on the bearings on the wheels. I already have 2 of the big ones all set up and ready to go. The wheels that I'm actually going to be using will be getting spacers like that. And the Dark Stars is just going to be the bearings, mainly because they're not going to be going anywhere. They'll be stationary for the most part. So let's show you how to do that. So what you're going to do is take your wheel and take your bearings and place it right in the center. Now, you can use your board to do this and squeeze it on. However, I find it's much easier to actually just use your skate tool. So what you want to do is place it on a surface where it's not going to move too much. I'm going to push it in just a little bit just to keep it steady. And I'm going to use this to go around my bearing there. And then I'm just going to put some pressure and push it in as far as it'll go. There you go. So that's in as far as it'll go. Flip it over and pop in one more. There you go. That's one full set of wheels. Let's see how they look on the board. Alright, there we go. Just a few moments, and these wheels are on. I think these suit the board pretty well. I can't wait to try this out. Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll put some GoPro footage of me actually riding this board. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't want to fail. But anyways, that's our video for today. Now you know how to put together a board. So do I. And yeah, we've learned some new things. For example, if you don't know how to put on grip tape, make sure you get a professional to do it, because that didn't look so good. But the rest of it looks real sick, doesn't it? Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 gets the seal of approval. That was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and that notification bell in the top corner. Until next time, my name is Sean, and you've just been Squared Up. Thanks for watching. Ouch! Yep, you caught that. Ow, I dropped the deck up.